twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. We're going to start our ceremony tonight with a speech from our ASB president, Miss Addison Thompson.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for being here to share this special moment with us. The class of 2020 has been through thick and thin together, but we've made it, and I believe that is because we have had each other's backs all these years. We are a family. Throughout the years, I have been able to become very close with the young men and women behind me. I've learned their tells, their hopes and dreams, what makes them mad and what makes them laugh. They have taught me a lot, and that is something I find very special, because when you go to school, you're hoping to learn math, science, and English. But what they don't tell you is that you learn about the people, and you gain a whole new perspective on what it means to be a human. Walking these halls, I saw people laughing and living life. This environment has made me a better person, because when I first started high school, I couldn't have dreamed of standing here. But the support of my peers, family, and teachers got me to where I am, and I thank them for making me a better person. I believe that we are all better for having known one another. I've seen my classmates grow throughout the years and become the people they are today, and it was a beautiful thing to witness. Looking back now, I see how far we have come, and looking to the future, I can't wait to see how far we will go. We all have our own path, and I wish all of you good luck on your journey, wherever it may take you. Follow your dreams, and whatever you do, don't give up. Whenever you feel like you're not making progress or things are too tough, look back at how much you've gone through and how far you have come, because that is quite a feat. We have gone to school during one of the toughest times in history. We ended our high school career during a pandemic, but we made it the class of 2020 made it. You are all so strong, and let that strength take you far. I have great faith in you all. I also wanted to say thank you for these years. They've been a blast, and I will miss you all very greatly. I can't wait to look back on this time and smile when I think of you all. You have really become my family, and I love you like brothers and sisters. We may fight, but in the end, we make up and laugh about it. I love all of you guys. With how far we've come, we have had support and help along the way, and I wanted to thank some of these people who have been the biggest influences on my own personal success. Mrs. Kaczynski has such a powerful influence on me. She pushed me to strive, do better, and be the best version of myself I could possibly be. She showed me how big the world is and that anything is possible. She works to make the world a better place, and she is the light for so many individuals. She has been such a bright light in my own life. I am forever grateful to her, because I would not be where I am today without her, and I certainly wouldn't have as bright of a future. She's been there for me emotionally, and I definitely will never forget her. Thank you, Kaczynski. I also want to thank my brother, sister, and grandparents for supporting me and being by my side, coming to any event they could, and loving me even at my worst. The community has also been such huge supporters of the school, and me as an individual. Thank you to all of you. And thank you to my father, who has shaped me into the woman I am today. Every lesson he taught me was a value attribute to my life. He is my rock, and I will always be able to return to and thank him for raising me right. And finally, my mother. She is the reason I made it through school. She has been my best friend and mother all in one. She made sure that I had the best experiences possible. She was there for me when I needed someone most, and she has been my biggest cheerleader. I thank her for everything, and I know words cannot capture my gratitude, but I think I speak for many when I say that she has been a huge, if not the biggest influence for me in this school. You never quit, and you fight for those you care about. Thank you, Mom. I love you. There have been so many people who have been by our sides, and it pains me that they cannot all be here tonight. But I want to send a huge thank you to everyone out there who is listening. Thank you for being there for us. Now, my fellow graduates, we have been through so much together, good and bad, and we have made it. We are strong and will continue to be strong throughout our lives. Class of 2020, I wish you well, and I know that in your future, you will make Timberline and the world proud. Emerge into the world and continue to grow. Grow from your mistakes, keep moving forward, and never ever give up. Go out and live your best lives, and good luck. Thank you.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the 2020 Senior Class President, Ms. Shasta Jared.
It went by fast, just like our parents and teachers said it would. I hope that each one of you cherish these moments we spent together, because no matter how much you may want to, you can't come back to high school. There's a universal truth each of us has to face, whether or not we want to. Eventually, everything ends. As much as I've looked forward to this day, I've always disliked endings. But endings are inevitable. Leaves fall, and you close the book. Today is one of those days for all of us. Today we say our goodbyes. Yes, it'll be nice not to do the same routine every day, going to the same classes, doing the same busy work. I'm not going to miss walking down a crowded hallway, having to touch everyone just to get to class. I'm glad I'll get more freedom and get to start deciding what to do with my life. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to miss the good things. Joking with Crystal and Belders in the middle of class and having discussions about our plans for the weekend instead of doing our work. Listening to Marissa rant about issues ranging from the current political climate to saving the turtles with paper straws. Laughing when Mrs. Bird would nonchalantly throw objects at those who weren't on task, mostly Mark. Spilling every detail to Mrs. Kaczynski about what you are going through and having her help you through it with her never-ending words of encouragement. I will miss all of this, but I can speak for all of us when I say we won't miss Haley whiplashing whoever she could before basketball practice. A few weeks ago, I read a quote that said, "You are responsible for your happiness. In fact, you create it. You attract it, you manifest it. You choose your thoughts, your perceptions, and your reaction to external forces. You possess all of the tools needed to expand your awareness, to choose happiness, to choose love. You are that powerful. Create the life you deserve." I want to encourage all of my fellow classmates to not simply live life, but create it. Create the life that you want and make the most out of it, because just like high school, life doesn't last forever. Out of the past 13 years of my life, I have spent more than half of it with the people on this gym floor today. From the first day of preschool to now, seniors at our graduation. We have each helped one another learn and grow, and we have been a family, always there for each other no matter what. But now it is time to go out on our own. I can't tell you the sadness it brings me knowing that someday in the future, most of us won't talk to one another or stay in touch. But it brings me happiness to remember the memories that we all made. Because although our friendships may fade, the memories we made throughout these past 13 years will not. As Winnie the Pooh once so accurately put it, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the 2020 class salutatorian, Mr. Andy Anderson.
Now, before I start, I forgot to write something in my speech, so I'd like to get it out now before I forget again. I would just like to thank my teachers for always pushing me to do my work. Miss Bird can attest that it's not easy to get me to do stuff on time. I'd also like to thank my football coach and everyone else that has supported me in sports for always pushing me to do better. And lastly, I'd like to thank my family and my parents for always supporting me and telling me that I could do anything I want in a good way. Now, Miss Bird once again knows how much I absolutely hate giving speeches, just as much as she knows it's like pulling teeth to even get me to write one. However, considering I couldn't convince our class president, Shasta, to give the speech for me, and seeing that I am the salutatorian of the class of 2020, I am obligated to offer some words of wisdom. Once again, considering I'm only 18 and freshly graduating from high school, I don't have much wisdom to offer for the coming future and the next future chapter of our adult lives. I do, however, know wrestling. Most sports, wrestling included, offers more than just something enjoyable for our students. Sports have the ability to instill crucial life lessons into each and every athlete and can help them succeed in the real world. So, if you'll all bear with me for one moment, I will explain the most crucial lesson that wrestling has taught me. In wrestling, as well as in life, there are 4 things that you must beat in order to be successful. You must beat the clock, the officials, your opponent, and most importantly, yourself. The first lesson is time. Time is crucial. A wrestling match lasts for 6 minutes, and a lot can happen in that little bit of time. 1 second, you can be dominating the match, and the next, you might be fighting an uphill battle. In life, you are given 1,440 minutes from the start to the end of each day. Multiply that by the 365 days a year, and by the several decades ahead of us, it may seem like we all have all the time in the world. Don't let this fool you. In order to find success, we need to use each and every minute to the best of our abilities. As you travel through life, there are going to be people that tell you can and can't do something. In wrestling, these are like the officials. In life and in wrestling, it's necessary to listen to the officials in order to protect yourself. However, just because there are people there to tell you that you can and can't do something doesn't mean you can't push the boundaries. Change comes from trying new things and making new things happen. No matter what you do or where you go, there will always be someone who needs you to compete with them. When faced with these competitors, you may find that you have 2 choices. First, you can settle where you are and believe that everything you already have is good and comfortable. Second, you can work your hardest to be better than whoever you are up against. Just remember, just because you are better than someone does not mean that you have to act like it. One thing that wrestling has taught me was to lose with pride and win with humility. Before a wrestler even steps on the mat, there's an opponent they must beat, themselves. No matter what you do in life, your biggest obstacle will always be yourself. You will always find yourself holding yourself back, especially in the hardest moments of your life. Luis Felipe said, "When darkness is at its darkness, a star shines the brightest." Like a wrestling match, life is full of up and downs. They are inevitable. The best thing that we can do is not let those dark moments get the best of us. Instead, we should all push past our inner demons and find some light in our darkest moments. Tonight, we will graduate and we'll move on to the next chapter of our lives. Just remember, always use your time to the best of your ability. Push the boundaries of what people think you can and can't do. Do your best in everything you do. Win with pride and lose with humility. And most importantly, shine your brightest during your darkest hours. If you do these things, I wholeheartedly believe that you will find success and joy in knowing that you have done your best. Thank you, and good luck in the next chapter of your lives.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce the 2020 class valedictorian, Miss Shelby Bird.
Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. John Wayne. These two quotes have always been very powerful to me. Churchill's made me realize that it's okay to fail. And I don't only mean in academics. It's okay to fail in life sometimes. Things happen. But just because you failed doesn't mean you can't get up again. It doesn't mean you can't succeed in the end. And that's what John Wayne's quote showed me. It showed me that it's okay to be scared. It's okay to fear failure. But it's the courage that you portray that gets you to where you need to go. It gets you to your destination, no matter which route you take. We stand before you tonight about to say goodbye to one chapter of our lives and hello to a new one. We stand before you with the courage to go out and begin adulting, which is kind of a scary thing. We have spent the last many years of our lives together, and for some of us, it's been the last 14. From preschool all the way to seniors in high school, we've been watching each other grow and become the young adults before you tonight. It's crazy to think that 13 years ago, we were kindergartners in what is now Daniel's room. We were so little and the world was so big. It seemed like it would be an eternity before we got here. But here we are, just a short 13 years later, and looking back, it feels like 13 days. Through these past 13 years, there have been many good times and many bad ones, many struggles and many successes, and many laughs and many tears. But we're all still here. In just a short while, we will be handed our diplomas and officially be graduates of Timberline High School. We will all go and begin a new chapter of our lives, make new friends, live in new places, and have different paths. But the one thing we will all have in common for the rest of our lives is the memories we have made over these 14 years, especially the memories from this year. It will definitely be a graduation year to remember. We are about to start our futures, but our pasts will never leave us. We are all a part of a family that will stick with us until the very end. I couldn't ask for a better group of classmates to be standing here with me tonight. I would like to take a moment and thank a few people. First, I would like to thank all the teachers I've had for all their support and for helping make me into the student I am today. I would like to thank all my friends and fellow classmates for making my years at Timberline special and unforgettable. I would like to thank my family for always supporting me through everything and for being here tonight. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my parents. Mom, Dad, you've always supported me in everything I do. You're always there cheering me on and making me a better person. Your guidance and love is what has made me into the young woman I am today. You have made me strong, independent, determined, and courageous. I can walk tall into the next chapter of my life because you have given me everything I need to succeed. And I know that whenever I fall, you guys will always be there to help me up and give me the courage to continue. Thank you so much for everything. I love you guys. Tonight is the end of one chapter, and tomorrow we begin another. I know that you all will go out and lead successful lives in everything you do. So stand tall, walk with courage, and most importantly, be happy. We only get one chance, so make the most of it and cherish every moment and opportunity that you receive. Thank you.
At this time, the class of 2020 would like you to enjoy a slideshow they produced of the senior class. First of all, I feel like I should tell everybody we do school here also. They forgot to put it in the slideshow, but we do school also. I also like how several of them talked about not having a lot of wisdom to share, and then when the music messes up, here comes David's quote that says, "Don't panic." You know, I think there's more wisdom here than they give themselves credit for. At this time, I get to give a little speech. It feels a little weird talking to the seniors with my back to them, but we'll go ahead and do it. Before I get started, I just want you to, I want to take a moment to say this is a great group of kids. If you don't know all of these kids, this is a really strong group of seniors. They've represented Timberline exceptionally well. So I'd like to just give them a big round of applause as a class. Class of 2020, I'd like to give you a message of hope tonight as we celebrate your graduation and look forward to your continued success. I believe each of us has within us the potential to succeed, and we also have the potential to be mediocre. I'm optimistic that you will make the necessary choices that will guide you to happiness and future success. We each have the power to make the choices that impact our lives and the lives of those around us. I was recently listening to a mentor of mine, Bob Johnson, speak at a coaching clinic. He utilized a motto with his football team that resonated with me. And he talked about 3 big ideas. I'll call them the big 3. As I reflected on them, I realized they were 3 pretty good rules to live life by. They can all help us achieve success and happiness. Since the vision of our school is basically that all of our seniors will leave here with all the stuff they need to be successful, I thought it appropriate. It's a little more academic than that, but that's the gist of it. Tonight I'd like to share the big 3 with you and invite you to reflect upon these ideas and how you might apply them to your own life. Big idea number 1, make no excuses. Ben Franklin is quoted as saying, "He that is good for making excuses is good for nothing else." Excuses provide us a reason with why we cannot or did not succeed. Excuses provide us with an easy out. Imagine all the amazing accomplishments that might not have happened if successful people decided to use an excuse instead of persevering to overcome challenges. What would our country look like if our founding fathers had utilized excuses when trying to write the Declaration of Independence or our Constitution? Ben Franklin is well known for his accomplishments. He was a major player in the American Revolution, signer of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, ambassador to France, governor of Pennsylvania, an inventor, scientist, and even an author. What is less known about Ben Franklin is that he overcame great challenges in his life in order to succeed. He could have easily used his circumstances as excuses and allowed himself to be less successful. Ben Franklin was forced to go to work at age 10 after 2 years of formal schooling. He was beaten frequently during his apprenticeship by his older brother, and he eventually fled the apprenticeship. As he set out on his own, he struggled with poverty and hunger. He utilized extreme perseverance to overcome, to become successful, and the founding father that we've learned about. Most great accomplishments require perseverance and a strong desire to overcome challenges. If you truly want to achieve your vision of success, eliminate excuses that give you permission to fail. Big idea number 1, no excuses. Big idea number 2, blame no one. Blaming is similar to excuses in that it gives us an out. It's like giving yourself permission to fail by acknowledging that someone or something has control over your success. Blaming protects us from taking responsibility for our own outcomes. An anonymous author said, "It's always easy to blame others. You can spend your entire life blaming the world, but your successes and failures are ultimately your own responsibility." When we stop blaming and we take responsibility, we empower ourselves to affect our own outcomes. In other words, I am my own fault. Your parents, teachers, and friends have all had influence over you and helped shape the person that you are today. They get some credit and probably a little bit of blame for who you are. But as a high school graduate, now most of the credit and blame is going to go to you. You're going to make your own choices. They're going to affect your outcomes. You will truly be responsible for your future successes and failures. If you can learn to think like this, you will find yourself empowered to overcome tremendous challenges that you encounter in your life. You will learn to look at problems as opportunities, to see hope when others see doom. When others seek to blame the government, their supervisor, or their spouse for their problems, you'll look inward for solutions with a positive attitude and tremendous effort to overcome. Learning to take responsibility and avoid blame will empower you to succeed. That's big idea number 2, blame no one. Big idea number 3, one of my favorites, is never quit. As I reflect upon the big idea of never quit, I get a little excited because I'm reminded of a basketball game we played this season. I was fortunate to be able to coach it. As you know, our varsity boys had a successful season. It was filled with memorable moments. However, we faced tremendous challenges along the way, and we had many opportunities to quit. One particular instance is when we faced Troy on this very court on January 4th of this year. Troy's a strong team, and they begin pulling ahead of us late in the third quarter. Our boys found themselves down by 12 points with 87 seconds to play. I get goosebumps when I start thinking about this, kind of like graduation. These odds might seem insurmountable to a high school boys basketball team, just like future moments you may encounter will feel insurmountable. However, there was no quit in our team. Our boys demonstrated tremendous courage and an attitude of never quitting as we battled back. The boys played tremendous defense. We got a couple of steals and several key rebounds. We made 3 3-pointers. One was a 4-point play, scored a field goal, and tied the game with 30 seconds to go. That's pretty amazing in high school basketball, and that's what happens when you never quit. That's 12 points in less than 60 seconds. Even when Troy scored the final basket to win the game, we finished the game with a never quit attitude. That lesson helped us learn to overcome adversity and challenges that might seem insurmountable. That lesson helped us later in the season as we went on to win the district championship. The Troy game was a powerful experience and an example of never quitting and finishing strong. The next time you face an obstacle that you feel is insurmountable, dig deep and continue to fight. No matter what happens, never quit. You may not succeed in the very moment, but you might develop attributes that will help you succeed next time. We all like those quick wins that give us instant gratification, but sometimes those short-term losses lead to long-term success if you never quit. Perseverance in school, work, and in relationships will help you never quit and lead to successful experiences. Class of 2020, what could you do if you lived by these 3 rules? Imagine the great accomplishments you might achieve if you make no excuses, blame no one, and never quit. I'm proud of your accomplishments. I believe in each and every one of you. You have the ability to live a happy and successful life. Don't forget the big 3 as you leave high school and pursue your future goals. Congratulations and good luck, class of 2020. Before we begin presenting the diplomas, I would like to introduce our board members here tonight and our superintendent. Please welcome with me Greg Giroux, Greg Billups, and our superintendent, Dr. Michael Garrett. Okay, graduates, when I call your name, please come forward, receive your diploma, stand for a photo, and then return to your seat. You guys ready? Ready? You guys ready? No? You want to wait a minute? Cameron Summerfield. Not yet. David Stroup. Good job, David. Nice job. Shasta Brooke Jared. Good job, Shasta. Marissa Irene Supak. Good job, Marissa. Shelby Marie Bird. Nice job, Shelby. Andrew William Anderson. Good job, Andy. I saw you thinking about it. Mark Stemrich. Hannah Leanne Van Hook. Good job, Hannah. Yep. Nice job. Crystal Dawn Dahl. Good job, Crystal. Dylan Patrick Belders. Good job, Dylan. Good job. Addison May Thompson. Good job, Addie. Emma May Brown. Good job, Emma. Pick a black one. Haley Lynn West. Good job, Haley. Anna Stroup. Good job, Anna. Graduates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to certify that the Timberline High School graduating class of 2020 have fully satisfied the requirements of Joint School District 171 in the great state of Idaho. Graduates, you may move your tassels from the right side over to the left side, signifying that you have officially graduated. Ladies and gentlemen, Timberline High School graduating class of 2020. Graduates, please rejoin your families. Graduates, please rejoin your families. There's that school part. Families, thank you so much for your attendance tonight in support of our graduates. Please wait for the ushers to usher you out in your family groups. And let's have one more big round of applause for our graduates. Congratulations and have a safe weekend.